Hello everybody. Bianca Belair puts Dewdrop on notice. The WWE title picture may have widened. And a bit of mystery has been revealed. I'm Casualeann. Come with me. Recap begins with a Survivor Series replay. Becky Lynch once again grabs the bottom rope to give Liv the okie doke to retain her title. This match came 17 years to the day that Trish and Lita main evented for the Women's Championship so long ago. Redmond and Camp express excitement to see the rematch of Becky versus Liv, so we know it's gonna be an inevitability at this point. Further, Camp sees the Dirty Tactics as a show of respect for Morgan. It reflects the difficulty that Liv Morgan presented to Big Time Bex. They moved to the Arcade Brownament, the Street Profits and AJ and Omos, who were in a bad way, turning against one another and falling to the Profits. The Mysterios beat Alpha Academy, and WWE Champion Big E escaped the cage through the door in his match against Kevin Owens. Conversation goes to Miz TV, and Miz and the Hall of Famer Edge trade some rhetorical barbs, with the Miz challenging Edge for the Day 1 pay-per-view. But once the Rated R superstar asks for more in Memphis, the Miz retreats, even tripping over himself once Edge jumped at him. Mega Morant has the Miz backstage, and he injects a little bit of reality. He gives us his memory of that particular generation and how, despite how fondly we may positively remember it, it's anything but fond for him. Now here, Edge serves as the proxy for all of those who mistreated Miz in his early days in the ring. He talks about the Q score, which is a measurement of consumer familiarity with a particular brand combined with the consumer response to that brand. Mrs. Familiar, Mrs. Recognizable, we know the Miz, we respond to him. Anyhow, he gushes about how high his Q score is in comparison to the rest of the WWE, how he's the biggest star here, and then he lets us know Morant's 2 minutes is up, then leaves. 2 minutes? Dang! After some ads, including a Day 1 promo, Redmond and Camp return with a guest, Peter Rosenberg, talking about the camel blazers on Arcade Bro. They ask Peter Rosenberg about the look. He didn't know if he'd seen them like that before, and Camp brings up Randy Orton's days in Evolution. He was very nice in those suits back in the day. In their match against the Street Profits, Omos went into business for himself and eventually got the team counted out. I don't know if this is another fake out or the actual beginning of the end of the tag team. I'm not sure, but I'm ready for an AJ Styles singles run, though not nearly as ready for an Omos title run. Conversation turns to the Alpha Academy versus the Mysterios. Otis brings Riddle the ultimate in kinesthetic sound bites and then stalks out. Rosenberg shows respect for the Mysterios and Street Profits' athleticism, and they announce that there will be an Arcade Brownament final match on Monday for the #1 contendership for Arcade Bros Raw Tag Team Championships. They go into Vince McMahon's wardrobe and the nature of Austin Theory's relationship with the CEO, calling it weird and entertaining. In order to prove something to Vinnie Mac, Austin Theory attacked Finn Balor after the Prince's victory over T-Bar. So Kevin Patrick asks Theory what his need for this attack was. Theory doesn't put anything behind Finn, but he had to take the opportunity and make this statement. Expect the unexpected. Then Patrick questions him about the nature of his relationship with Vince McMahon. What a loaded question. Theory posits it's none of their business. I know Vinnie Mac asked Theory to impress him in another way outside of his physique, but just Kevin's delivery of the question and Austin Theory's response to it was a bit peculiar. Theory almost sounds protective, or if I were to read even more into it, secretive about the answer to that question. I'm just not sure. Theory offers to take a selfie with KP, but then never takes it, claiming that his batteries died, then waiting until Patrick leaves to call the young interviewer a loser. If nothing else, this relationship between Austin Theory and Vince McMahon is a precarious one, as McMahon could and has turned on him at any time. We'll see what's happening. After more ads, they turned to the main event picture, which on Monday was actually the opening picture. Despite dual interference from Seth Rollins, Big E prevailed in the steel cage, escaping out the bottom door. Then Bobby Lashley came out and laid waste to everything. But you know what was more aggravating about this than anything else? It happened on the commercial break. So we just saw the wreckage of bodies after the commercials. No sense whatsoever. And while the intent to the finish of the match may have been to protect Kevin Owens, I just don't think it's a good mood for your WWE champion to escape through the door. The most dominant end would have been for him to beat Kevin Owens outright with a climactic escape over the top of the cage as a close second. But little else at the moment feels more like them making Big E a mid-carder holding the title than an anticlimactic escape through the door. Matt Camp alludes to the accolades that could come with Big E triumphing over KO, Seth Rollins, and the Almighty. So we'll see if this actually becomes a fatal four-way. Do you think it will? Let me know in the comments. So in Bianca Belair and Doudrop's one-on-one match, Doudrop left after Bianca spanked that booty and was about to KOD her. This allows Doudrop to get counted out. Bianca's aggravation was palatable, and now Megan Morant is with Bianca. The EST is oddly enough all smiles until Morant asks her about Doudrop bailing on this match and using Bianca's own taunt against her. The former SmackDown Women's Champion reminds us that she is confident in her abilities. Doudrop is constantly taking shortcuts and trying to grab things that don't belong to her. Bianca says Doudrop is focused on the wrong things, and her attempting to get relevance from Bianca's name hasn't gotten her anywhere. Not in the Raw Women's Championship picture, not on the Raw Women's Survivor Series team. But since she wants to start something, Belair is happy to finish it. Going back to the trio of hosts, Rosenberg highlights that Bianca also has something to attain by showing what she can do in defeating the powerhouse Doudrop. My rating is 3.5 out of 5. It was all right. Bianca has continuing magnetism, but the lines she's been given have the effect of making someone vibrant and charismatic feel a little flat. The relevance off of my name material was the same thing we'd heard from Charlotte the week before. Austin Theory is decent in his heel role, someone trying to climb the corporate ladder and make sure that the boss sees, whatever meaning of see that may entail. But for a must-watch interview, I recommend The Miz. His was the one interview that brought the how did the stars do all of this front and center. Miz allowed us to peek behind the proverbial curtain and make sure that we don't forget the hazing and downright torture he had to endure as a young superstar. So it's definitely the best of the three to watch and the one that brought the rating up to just above average. What do you all think? How does Becky live 2 or 3 or 4 end? Should Bobby Lashley get added to the triple threat? Who of those 4 superstars would you like to gain or retain the WWE Championship? Who's set to implode first? RK Bro or AJ and Omos? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tap that bell icon to make sure you get notifications for when new videos come out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.